Hey, what's going on, guys? Jaxx the Bearded Hiker here. So I'm here with Brian Ducharme at Smokehouse Bayou in Ocean Springs, Mississippi. He's invited us up today to share with us one of his recipes for beef jerky that I believe you started off with this before you got famous,
man.
right?
Yeah. This is the first one we ever did.
All right. Well, we're not gonna mess about. We're gonna get right to it. He's gonna show us how to make it. So let's get busy.
All right, Jack. Hey, man, thanks for coming out, man. I really appreciate that. And look, I'll share with you guys. I know that a lot of guys on your channel are hikers, and you're in the outdoors. And of course, jerky is shelf stable, portable. Guys that are hikers, hunters, military guys, man, that's what makes jerky such a great product for them, protein source or whatever. The recipe I'm going to do today is probably the very first recipe I ever developed. I was a hunter. We would make deer jerky. And so a friend of mine, or my cousin, actually taught me, introduced me to how to make jerky. And he would do it on a dehydrator. Now, commercially, 100% of the jerky that I sell is made on a smoker. All right, but I know that a lot of guys, I mean, right behind me, I've got a Southern Pride, 500. It's a very expensive smoker. Most people can't relate to that, but you can go to Walmart and get a dehydrator and get started with making your own jerky very cheaply. So I'm going to go into a recipe that I mean, when I was a kid, man, my mom, I can't remember my dad ever grilling anything. Okay, my mom did all the cooking, and when she cooked steaks, she made it with Worcestershire sauce, right? So that's the flavor that I identified with steak. And so this first recipe that we did, it's got Worcestershire sauce in it, soy sauce. Look, man, I'm a Cajun, so I got the cayenne pepper, garlic, and a little brown sugar. And I can tell you all this, in the South, brown sugar, garlic, and cayenne pepper make the world go round, okay?
I agree.
Yeah, so anyway, we'll just get started right here. Look, I just picked this up at a local grocery store. It's just Worcestershire sauce. And what I typically do, and you can do this to your flavor liking, but I typically put 3 parts of Worcestershire, or close to that, to 1 part of soy sauce. We get rid of that. Get the soy sauce here. Pick this up, I believe, at Sam's. This is a little measuring thing, so we're going to go up here to about 16 ounces. And what I found for our recipes is about a pound of, I would call this a marinade, about a pound of marinade to 4 pounds of meat is what seasons it the best for me. Got some brown sugar here. Look, man, there is no real recipe. I cook like grandma when it comes to this flavor.
So that's a 1 cup, so I'm going to call that maybe 3/4
about 3/4 of a cup of brown sugar, because that's going to give it some of that sweetness there. And you're going to see how I do this garlic and cayenne. It's just very simple, man. I just kind of put it in there to flavor. I love garlic. Most people do. The cayenne pepper. We'll just give a few little puffs of that. You can make that to your liking as far as your spice level.
He calls that a puff, folks.
That's it, man. Look, I use curing salt because I have to make sure that what I sell has a long shelf life, okay? You can go out and get some celery powder or something. It's high in nitrates. That could be maybe a little more natural alternative, but I'm just gonna put a few little bit of this pink salt in there.
And you said you got that at Academy or something?
Academy Sports, man. Yeah. I got that at Academy. And so that's our recipe right there. I should have had a whisk right here. Let me grab a whisk real quick. All right, we're gonna whisk this up. All right, so we got our marinade going. And look, when I first started our company, I mean, we started out of my back porch, and it really wasn't a company, but we started letting people try the jerky. and I did a little Facebook video and sent that out, see if anybody wanted to try it. And Jack had 42,000 views on it.
Oh, wow.
You know, so the next thing I know, I'm getting requests from like 20-something states. And I'm like, man, I'm not even a business yet, you know? What am I doing here, you know? But anyway, I had a friend of mine, he's a cabinet maker, and he made me this little board that's got these guides on it. And what it does is it helps me cut the meat.
Oh, wow.
At the right
you might have just roached me on one of those. I might have to DIY me one of those.
Yeah, this is a very simple thing. But what it does is it gets that meat cut fairly thin, you know, because we're going to put it through this slicer right here.
Okay, so how many pounds is that about right
This
there?
is probably going to be about 4 pounds, so I've got about a pound here in the marinade.
So now you are going to make all 4 pounds of this?
Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and put all this on the dehydrator.
So this is exactly typically how you would use your like smoke it if you were like making it for commercial purposes, right? Pretty much the same process here.
Pretty much. I mean, I've got a slicer over here. It's a $10,000 slicer. It'll cut 2,000 pounds an hour. You know?
Right. Okay.
So we're gonna use that if we're doing it commercially.
I got you.
But I wanted to show your viewers like how they could kind of do this simply at home.
Okay.
You know, with not a lot of investment there. So we got these, and I need to tell you, this is Ive round. That's the cut that I'm using right here, and you can see it's a very lean cut, okay, and it slices out nice long thin slices, and when we run it through here, it's going to be about a 1/4 inch slice on it. Now you could do this by hand. You know, when I actually first started, I would just take the eye around and slice it, and it vary in thickness or whatever, but I was going for about that 1/4 inch thickness when we did it. But we made this just so we could be a little bit more uniform, you know. So man, it makes nice little thick cuts like that. Another thing that you can do is you can go to Sam's, and they've got a cut called London broil. And London broil is going to be cut out pretty much about that thickness, right? And so you can go right from the packaging right into your slicer. I got this from Academy Sports as well. It was made by Game Winner. You can probably get it online or whatever. I think it cost me $100. But you're going to see what's going to happen here is when we feed this in there, move this out the way. We feed this in there and rotate it around. Look at that right there. It just comes out.
Oh,
Look
wow.
at that right there.
In little sticks.
Yeah, so now you got these great jerky slices.
Oh, wow.
Is that in your way? Great jerky slices. Man, you talk about, I mean, like a hunter or a hiker or whatever. This thing right here, that's a great Christmas present for somebody that wants to make jerky and they want to make consistent slices, you know. So, run this through. It's going to be a little thinner. There you go. Give those nice slices there. You can see, very uniform. That's what you're looking for when you do jerky, so everything kind of comes out at the same time, you know.
Yeah.
All right, so we're gonna take the marinade here. Just pour it in here. Now, Jack, I have what they call a meat tumbler that we use here at Smokehouse Bayou, and what it does, it's actually a vacuum tumbler. It puts a vacuum, when you put it in there, it opens up the pores of the meat, and it rotates and tumbles the meat, so it kind of helps tenderize it, but it also gets that marinade in a lot quicker than if you had to just put it in your refrigerator. But I'm going to say this to people out there, this is what I found. A lot of people have great marinades, great flavoring. They either won't use enough of it or they won't let it marinate long enough, okay? So when I started, instead of marinating it for a day in the refrigerator, I started marinating it for 2 days, all right? Always just do a little extra and you're gonna make a lot better product. So if you wanna make great beef jerky, you kind of need to think in advance. You know, don't don't wait the day before a hike and try to make
Right.
great beef jerky. Okay,
Right.
that's not going to happen. Start thinking a few days in advance. Let it sit in the marinade at home or in your refrigerator, and it's going to have a lot better flavor. Okay.
All right.
All right. I'm just going to tumble this for just a second here, and then I'm going to pour it in that tumbler.
All right. So in other words, at this point, if they didn't obviously don't have a tumbler, they're just going to shake it about like that, stick it in their refrigerator for a couple of days, and then
Right.
they'll be ready. Gotcha.
Yeah, and I mean, you can. Are you filming right now?
Yeah.
All right. What you could do is you can put your meat in the marinade like this and kind of tumble it about, and make sure that you got some good coverage. Put it in your refrigerator. All right. And then every so often over the next 2 days, do the same thing again. Kind of tumble it a little bit.
Okay.
All right. And that's going to make sure that flavor gets in there really good.
All right.
Let's put the jerky and the marinade in this vacuum tumbler.
I may have to get me another credit card, man, so I can get one of these tumblers.
Oh man, this thing is awesome. I mean, you can imagine like going from having to marinate this stuff for 2 days to having to marinate it for 30 minutes. I mean, you know,
right.
it just changed everything. And let me do a little housekeeping right here.
So how long did you say already how long you were going to have to put that in there for?
You can put this in for about 30 minutes, and it's about the equivalent of a day and a half to 2 days.
Oh, wow.
In the marinade. So you just hook the little hose up right here. I love this thing, man. Of course, you go to real big USDA facilities, they're going to have a vacuum tumbler that holds 1,000 pounds.
Right.
This thing right here, its capacity is 50 pounds. So, but it's a good entry level. I mean, I can imagine somebody wanting something like this at home. If you want to, you can use it to tumble chicken, you know, like kind of season anything that you're doing.
So when you graduate and have to end up getting a big one, because I know you will, maybe we'll talk about me getting this one from
There
you.
you go, man. That's right. You know, this is like a real good size for like caterers or something.
Right.
Where they're gonna do chicken wings. They're gonna smoke chicken wings, so they can put 40 pounds of chicken wings in their rub in there and let it tumble. It's a great product. Let's set it for 20 minutes and let that thing tumble.
So it just tumbles. All right.
It's just gonna tumble with that vacuum on it, and it's gonna get that flavor in there.
All right. We'll
Yeah.
see you guys in 15 minutes.
All right, Jack, we're taking it off of the tumbler, and this is how I do it. I mean, you want to give yourself, if you press it up against it and fill the whole thing up, it's not gonna dehydrate it as quickly. So I like to give it a little bit of breathing room.
So on a different note, just for those out there that maybe they don't have a dehydrator, I'm thinking a lot of people do, or at least a lot of people I know. If you wanted to do this on your smoker at home, would you, I mean, what kind of temperature are we looking at, and how long do you think it'll take?
Well, typically these are cut at 1/4 inch thick. I would put it on the smoker at like 190 degrees and let it smoke for probably about 3 hours, and you're looking, it'd be pretty close to being jerky at that point in time, you know.
Right.
Now I'll be honest with you, just a little side note, we have soy, you know, in this recipe that we showed. I have never had soy smoke well, okay? So if you're gonna smoke this flavor, I think I would opt out of putting the soy in there and just go with the Worcestershire.
Okay.
That's been my experience. Now somebody might say, hey, I can do it, I like it, you know, so it's totally up to them. But just my flavor and the flavor profile I like, soy just doesn't seem to smoke too well for me, you know.
And you were also telling me something about, I'm going to just get in here a good shot. You were also telling me something earlier. Forgive me, I forgot everything you said, but you were saying something about, maybe we were talking about the safety issues or whatever, or about people maybe putting this in the oven after it's dehydrated.
Well, I tell you what, and I'm not a food scientist, but I've been around enough of them to kind of know a little bit about that. And some bacteria can actually go dormant while you're dehydrating or smoking at a lower temperature, like a 155 or 160. And so what we always do in our commercial jerky, and I would suggest that they do it even if they're going to use a dehydrator like this, is when you get it off the dehydrator, man, just go ahead and have preheated your oven to like 260, okay? 260 to 275. Put the jerky in there and let it sit in there for a few minutes to get that surface temperature up, and that will ensure that you've killed all that bacteria that might go dormant.
And not only, you were also saying, not only does it do that, but it also, you said something, I think, about enhancing the flavors.
I'm going to teach y'all a secret right here, okay? If you think about anything you cook or whatever, it's made up of individual ingredients. So in this particular case, a marinade is made up of individual ingredients. Well, each one of those ingredients has a burn point, okay? If you get an ingredient, I'm sorry, my phone's ringing here.
We'll start over. Sorry guys, we had to cut that off just for a second. You had a phone call. Anyway, so the burn point, we were...
Yeah, this is kind of a cook's a tip, Every marinade that you use, seasoning or whatever, each individual ingredient in that seasoning or that marinade has a burn point, right? And so if you get the meat, in this case, that has been marinated close to the burn point of the individual ingredients in that marinade, it's going to be the most flavorful. If you go over the burn point, it's going to become bitter, right? So what we try to do with that safety step, you're also kind of taking that marinade close to the burn point, and it's going to enhance the savoriness of it, the flavor of that jerky, man. It's just going to make it a step ahead. I don't know, a cut above, I should say, So.
Well, how long is it going to be, you think, now before I can smash my face into this?
Man, I would say let's give this a good solid 4 to 4.5 hours. So you got to be patient, Jack.
All right. Well, you going to buy lunch?
Yeah, let's go. We're right here at Fayard's. We can go get a great po' boy. Well, hey, look, you ready for the taste test?
I'm ready. I've been waiting on this.
All right. Well, it's been on the dehydrator, and I've set it, it was set at 160. Which is the highest setting on this particular model.
It was about 4 hours?
About 4.5 probably,
Okay.
closer to 4.5. So let's take a peek at it and see what you think. Ooh, look at that. I guess we need to maybe pick up a piece here where they can see it, huh?
Yeah, let's get here.
Look at that.
I'm going to get in right there. That's a nice close up there. All right. I'm going to just tear into this thing. Here you go.
All right. See what you think, man.
Yeah, it's customary that we do the cheers too. Cheers.
All right.
I think we're a little crooked. That tastes exactly. Sorry, I'm straightening this out. So, it's a little different than the burn ends, which is when I first met you. That's what I tasted.
Right. Oh, you're
Is it doing it again?
sliding a little bit. I'm getting taller.
Technical difficulties, folks. So anyway, what I was saying, when I first met you, I tried the burn ends.
Right.
So this is a different flavor, obviously. The burn ends taste exactly like burn ends, and I'm going to say that I think this tastes almost exactly like I'm eating a steak.
Yep.
It's delicious.
I'm going to show you a little variation here that I would do after the fact.
Okay.
Because I like spicy. A lot of people like spicy. But, that's just good, isn't it?
It is. It's delicious.
It's just good stuff.
All right,
right
so
there.
show me. I'm going to move the camera here.
I mean, if you want to, kind of take and cut it up in more bite-sized pieces, like you would find in a jerky bag. Just cut up a little bit here for the kids' lunches or something. I mean,
So
but look, I like to put a little Worcestershire after the fact because I love Worcestershire. We just take a little crushed red pepper. Put that in there. Well, Jack, you like spicy as well.
I
don't
love
you?
spicy.
All right. Well, this is not off the chain spicy, but it's, I mean, if you really want it spicy, you can add some cayenne pepper to it. Just shake that up good. Look, man,
All right.
get you a piece of that.
All right.
Get you a bite of that.
Mm. I like
Got
that.
extra wishes
That is-
here and
that is,
Mhm.
that's on point right there. That's the bomb diggity, guys.
man, you got a little mashed potatoes and some green beans. You got
I know,
yourself
that's,
an entree
yeah, that's
right
a
here.
meal right there. Well, Brian, man, I sure appreciate you
Yes,
showing
sir.
us all this stuff. So tell these folks how they can get some of this beef jerky.
Okay, well, we have a website, smokehousebyu.com. They can go on the website, and it's an e-commerce site, so they can order some.
All right,
Yeah.
and but we do want to say this, guys. The beef jerky that he did in the dehydrator, all your beef jerky is smoked. None of it's dehydrated. It's
Right.
all smoked.
Right.
And how many flavors do you have right now?
On the website, we're going to have 4. We're doing some changes, so that'll quickly go to 6 or 7. So, yeah.
Well, I'm just going to throw this out there, folks. The burnt ends are my personal favorite.
Right.
And also, guys, you also have a personal, like a personal YouTube channel, or is it
Yeah, we have a Smokehouse Bayou
YouTube channel. Okay.
Yep. Just started it.
Just
man. We got
started?
about 6
Okay,
or 7
so-
videos, maybe.
So, okay, that being said, we're going to try to throw you a little bone here right now. So I think we
Okay.
should do a giveaway because you gave me some packs of this. So I've got 2 packs of this beef jerky here, guys. So if you want, I'm going to give away 2 of them. This is, he's giving it to me, I'm giving it to you. All you got to do is comment below, go over to your YouTube channel, and give him a subscribe to him. You comment on his videos. Like I said, you don't have a lot out there.
Just got started.
All right, comment below. Go check out his YouTube channel. Give him a sub, and I'll pick a winner off my YouTube channel. With the comments below. That's how I'll tell. But anyway, we'll do a random giveaway like that, and we'll do it in just a couple of weeks. So,
All right.
all right,
Thank you,
folks.
Jaxx.
Hey, no problem, man. Thank you.
Appreciate it, man.
All right.
All right, buddy.